Vamos ver o novo mapa do assalto. Já voltou, galera, porque tinha dado uma pequena caída. O novo mapa do assalto será apresentado lá. Não, tinha dado uma caída na live. Tinha dado uma quedinha. Tá lagado, hein? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to be queuing some Assault. Barracuda, watch your back. I'm coming for that Assault elo. I've got AJ and I've got Christian on with me now to discuss the brand new Assault map coming to Smite. Guys, why Assault? What made Assault next up on the list?
Well, it's an exciting mode. It's one of our...
It's Assault time, and it's a good time to be an Assault player, I'd say, because it is looking...
Como participa do sorteio, que dá exclamação sorteio, a quantidade de tickets que você quer comprar. Cada ticket vale 5 points e você ganha 1 point a cada 5 minutos que você assiste a live, beleza?
Right, so they first approached us. We were actually supposed to just do like slight texture updates to it just to kind of help bring it in line with our current art style. And as soon as we started getting into it, we're like, let's just redo the whole thing theme-wise, right? It's still Norse and stuff, but we did keep a lot of the themes so that players weren't like, because I know there's a lot of players who love the old Assault map.
Yep.
So we wanted to keep a lot of that stuff in there, but we wanted to just really update all the art to fit our current art style and something that would last for a lot of years to come.
I'd say it was one of our older maps. It was the one that still had the most positive feedback about just how it looked.
Right.
So Christian's team really tried to do as much as they could to stay true to the original ideas and a lot of the original visual themes there. While
era uma pequena ajustadinha na pele, não mudou muita coisa.
Ways, I guess.
Right. Before we get into the details, the biggest question that I have is, will my ears still be blown out by dogs barking at any point of this map?
No, the dogs are gone.
Okay.
Which I used to get like bug reports and suggestion tweets like every day for like, turn them down, make them. We did turn them down eventually. So no more giant barking chaos dogs. I'm sorry if you missed them dearly. They were pretty interesting, but a strange stylistic choice for a Norse map.
I actually didn't even know the dogs were there for a long time. For some reason, I always spawned on the order side all the time. So
well, they're kind of built into the environment too.
Right,
like, yeah.
Well, they're behind you.
As skins mostradas são do novo passe de batalha, sim.
So those are gone. Rest in peace, doggos. Demon doggos of Asgard.
In the chat.
Maybe April Fool's.
Novo passe de batalha que tá bem legal.
We tried to bring them back once already, since they're like pieces of environment. They're much harder.
A melhor coisa que foi lançar o passe de batalha, porque o passe de batalha você pega umas premiações bem legais. Valeu, Gustavinho. Boa tarde, como é que você tá?
Have all been updated to Season 5 Conquest models, so those will get a little bit of a touch-up. Well, I guess it has been a long time for the Assault map. Now that I read that out loud,
those old minions were some of the oldest
those were really
in the entire game.
Yeah, that's
they were
crazy.
very old, and you don't see them too up close. But those poor little Viking dudes, they needed some love, so we upgraded them to our new art set.
So it isn't just cosmetic the changes we're making to the Assault map, though. There's also multiple different gameplay changes that are getting adjusted. So I'll kind of read some of these off, and AJ, you can jump in whenever you want.
Okay.
So the Assault map has had its layout adjusted to add a small side path near the center of the map. Is there going to be anything in that side
There is
path?
going to be a little thing in there, which we'll get to in a second.
Sure
As camisetas, não deu certo.
Towers have had their physical power reduced by 15, and minions have had their health and protections increased to match Conquest minion stats. So your minion waves are going to be a little bit tankier now.
Yeah, so a couple of things here. Most importantly, we wanted to make our
Aparentemente eles vão mexer nos minions. Sirius, cadê as outras skins?
Stalemate feeling that Assault can
sei lá, a Arias tá muito louca aí.
meant to be fun, a little randomness involved.
Arias tá usando muitas
dorgas.
dorgas.
So a lot of these changes
Sem questão humana não, cara. Aquele povo lá tá muito louco, deve tá rolando uma festinha do
But we didn't
rachixe
want
lá.
to over-engineer it or make too many crazy changes, because Assault is kind of beautiful in its minimalism and its like lack of overall design. You know, it has roots of being a player enforced rule set where you just kind of did silly things. So we tried to really be careful with our changes here and make a few tactical changes.
Well, as we get into some of the gameplay changes, let's get in and actually see the cosmetic and
todo passo tem que pagar 600 gemas, sim. E tudo games. Bom, vamos dar uma olhada aí no mapa de fato, né? E o jogo deles tá lagado, cara. Eu queria entender por que o jogo deles é lagado, o meu jogo é lagado, todo mundo é lagado.
So when we were coming up with the design for this, you know, the original thing is you're playing on a frozen river. So we try to like make reason to it, like why are we playing on a frozen river? So this is actually the dock into a village.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, so we basically just kind of came up with like a mock story.
Que veio de novo, até agora skins e um novo mapa, né?
Thor actually protected, and so this would be basically has a big fight, and I'm sure we'll see other parts of the map that this map is themed around Jorm and Thor.
So cool. I'm loving this already.
Perfect that we were reworking this map as the time we were having our big Ragnarok finale with Jormungandr, so
não é
it all kind of
otimizado.
came together really well.
Isso não é uma novidade.
Additional things you're going to see gameplay related. So
aí, ó, vai ter uma nova abertura no mapa. Eu já fiz um vídeo sobre isso, né, dando spoiler pra vocês.
That's to encourage diving a little bit more.
Teremos uma nova abertura no mapa e Jormungandr vai aparecer aí daqui a pouco, ó. Tem poção também.
We also changed the minions to have the conquest stats, which that means they do a little less damage to gods. And they're a little tankier. So I know if you play Assault a lot,
ou será que não vai aparecer nessa versão?
You know it can be frustrating when like one person pushes up way too far and just clears the whole wave by yourself. It's going to be a lot harder to do now that the minions are a little tankier, and all the gods that have interactions with cool interactions. So chain lightnings or Hades or Zhonghui, things they can do. Well, Zhonghui doesn't need to be so close anymore, but
sure.
Gods that can do things with the minions should have better opportunities.
Naquele vídeo que eu fiz apareceu o Jormungandr, né? Agora eu não sei se vai aparecer.
I wouldn't describe this as evil, Christian, but it is ominous. That's the word I'd use.
That's a pretty good word.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
So one of the things that we tried to do with Conquest
don't land over there.
was that Chaos side isn't necessarily evil. It's different, and they have kind of like they're a different faction than Order.
Right.
So we wanted to carry that over into basically all of our maps, like Arena is our other newest map. But this is basically a group
não sei se vai aparecer nesse daí, mas naquele lá tinha aparecido.
They're kind of very ritualistic. They have a lot of, they believe in like moving stones, but that involve magic. And so the idea is that Jorm was cast away by Thor at one point, and basically these people resummoned Jorm.
Okay, they're trying.
It's a little bit of an invasion theme.
Salve, Sir Duncan.
So you have the kind of
Beleza?
the safe, the city, the bay, the docks. Then you here have like out on the ice, the warships, and
tem a abertura que eu já tinha mostrado lá.
The side path, the new side path. There's some cool little runic thing here on the Chaos side.
And what is this little guy?
And this is the final game mechanic, the little bit of additional mechanic we've added to Assault. We call it the Vital Orb.
Okay.
So these are just a pickup. They spawn in a set location, and they have jungle map icons on the minimap, and they have timers on the minimap. They're on a 60-second... oh, he hurt himself. Okay, so that makes sense. Go ahead and drive away, Pawn. So when you walk over them and pick them up, you get a little speed boost.
Você tem uma curinha, vai ter regeneração de mana e velocidade de movimento.
So you can walk up to your allies and heal them over time a little bit as well.
Okay, so you can make a play for it, kind of dive in, pick it up from the enemies, and then retreat to your team, and then you'll be the pulsing heal.
Eu acho que nessa versão não tem
Jormungandr.
Jormungandr apareceu lá naquela versão lá e nessa daqui não vai aparecer. Sirius, eles vão mostrar os novos gods. Cara, eu acho que ainda deve ter um spoiler do Horus ou do Seth, não tenho certeza. Se não apresentar hoje, daqui 2 semanas eles vão apresentar. Porque parece que o cronograma deles só foi alterado, né? Vamos ver o que vai acontecer.
So once this tower is defeated, a new Vital Orb will spawn in the corner here.
Oh, okay. So
e aí, Ornelas, beleza?
Right, so as you're pushing up to the next tower, and this creates some interesting mechanics, like sometimes the other team will actually have easier access to that orb if the game swings back and forth a bit.
Sure.
Which of course happens in Assault, and that's just fine, and we're cool with that.
Falei, Twitter, o jogo deles tá lagado igual o nosso. Tem pra onde fugir não, se a Rarest tá lagada, imagina a gente. Imagina nós.
As well, it's going to reward people for playing aggressively.
We're not trying to prep Assault to be the next competitive game mode. We're just trying to make it more fun for the player.
Yeah, and it's just a pickup, so it's very based on a very narrow time window, so just seeing however the fight goes back and forth can really change who's going to be able to grab this. It's got a lot more different control feel than like a jungle camp and things like that. So it's meant to be fun and interesting, but not necessarily like change the whole meta.
Interesting. Okay, I'm loving it. We also have some changes to Assault.
Acho que vai ser só isso mesmo, não vai ter o Jormungandr não. Jormungandr apareceu só naquela versão lá, que era uma versão de teste, sei lá que porra que é aquela lá. Cai lá, mano, vai, desce lá, vamos ver.
So you get to play the new Assault map with your side lane.
Cai lá em cima,